What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Skady. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Nullus. The map is Alfheim. It's game number 4 of this best of 5 series for the Champions League semi-finals. Number 2. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Skady is on match point. He was on match point last game as well, but he could not find the win. Moving into the next game, we finally get to see what we've all been waiting for. Skady's Oranos going up against Nullus's Hades. This is going to, well, it's not going to prove anything, but what it is going to show us is exactly how these players play this matchup when it matters the most. As we do see Nullus over here sharing the gold mine. Absolutely love that. He's left his hunt in the main base. He does this quite a bit, actually. He does this quite a bit. He likes to move off of that hunt and just move all the villagers up to a top hunt over here, rather than building them out of the town center and sending them up there. Interesting ideas where that's concerned. Meanwhile, we do see Skady here. He's got himself the hunting dogs. He's getting himself all the hunt. There's plenty of hunt on this map thus far. Not a crazy amount of hunt, but a decent amount. It's a decent amount of starting hunt, a decent amount of secondary hunt, and it does look like there is a far third hunt spawn with what looks to be 4 elk on it, with it being kind of close to this town center, but I don't think that's going to be too easily eaten there for Nullus if he wants to rush a second town center. More likely for him to grab the back town center than the forward town center against Oranos as well. Though, who knows what he's going to go for, and we'll see how it all ends up. It all ends up going. Relics have been uncovered. 4 relics on Alfheim, one of the unique properties of Alfheim. We do have the Scarab Pendant. I wanted to say Sacred for some reason. Probably because Scarab and Sacred are relatively close looking, and no, they're not. The Scarab Pendant, a boost to siege damage versus buildings. That's huge. But for some reason, it doesn't boost destroyers damage. It boosts portable rams, it beats Heliopolis, it boosts siege towers, it boosts Scarab, it boosts Behemoth. Where's the destroyer boost? They've been stiffing the Atlantean players for decades now. Flagstone and Buhan here, minus 25% wall gold cost there. We've also got the Grugnir Odin's Spear, an extra 5% bonus infantry damage versus the hack. 5% bonus infantry damage, I guess, is all you need to say, because I've always got hack damage. And Thundercloud Shawl here with the reduction of 5% Pierce vulnerability. So some very, very good relics here on this map. Must grab. If you guys haven't worked it out or haven't tried it, there are Atlantean builds which allow for Oracle heroes to be made in the classical age, which basically means that of all of the civilizations, Atlantean is actually the best civilization to get relics early, with the exception of really close relics to an Egyptian player's main base. Obviously, they can grab those in the first 30 seconds or so of a map, whereas everyone else has to wait. But Atlantean can definitely get those relics very, very early here if they so choose. And we do indeed see the Grugnir Odin Spear going the wayside of Nullus. He's going to be really happy about that. The army composition that Nullus normally goes with Hades against Atlantean is Hoplite Toxotes. Very rarely does he go in with cavalry or anything like that. Just Hoplite Toxotes. So that's going to just boost his ability here in this game, as we do see the wood and gold income coming through. The Oracle is in position there to see everything, but the town center is going to come down. Nonetheless, it is basically impossible for an Atlantean army to stop this town center from going up, with the Minotaur, the Ajax, and the Chiron out at 5 minutes when this town center comes down. If you go for a 4-minute advance time, you could likely have yourself 3 military units over here, more than easily defended. and you can leave those villagers here to get this up as fast as he wants. You also have restoration. It's basically impossible. Not that you shouldn't try and pick off a villager or two, but it's basically impossible, is what I'm saying. So Skady going to have to figure out another way forward. Options here for Atlantean is to build X amount of units. So you could build like 6 Terma or something. You could build 3 Terma, 3 Murmillo. And then you can just start getting yourself your town centers and go for a heroic age type thing. You can spam a whole bunch of units and try and be really, really aggressive, but the sentinels are up, the towers are defended. There's not a whole lot you're going to be able to attack. The town center will end up finishing up here. We'll see how things end up turning up here. Now, the next part about this here from Nullus, and this is where you can start to learn, is what does he do next? Does he get himself watchtowers first? Does he get himself upgrades first? Villagers retreating back here as Skady looking for a villager kill, but the sentinels and the town center are going to be getting a decent amount of damage. There's still no military buildings being placed down yet for Nullus. He doesn't want any of that. Still no economic upgrades. He's getting himself Vault of Erebus really, really early here as the Minotaur getting taken out on this position. Nice play there from Skady to snipe that one off as the town center now clicked up. We see no more production of units here just yet. I love the forward town center being grabbed here from Skady. This is vital. Absolutely vital to your success here because there is a timing that Hades has as we see husbandry coming through. Still no military buildings getting set up here for Nullus. Skady searching around on this position. Still no watchtowers up either, though, for Nullus, as he's delayed that as well. Skady now ready to drop another town center. I would love to see this town center going up. Ballsy as it is, I'd love to see it going up. We do see a citizen, though, moving to the back town center. Reason why grabbing this one is really great is because then that means that Nullus can't just walk forward and grab that forward town center. Though, obviously, you can build some military units and make that a thing. As we see Plow coming through as well. No hand axe just yet for Nullus, but still no military buildings. As hand axe now comes through, and he is literally just saying, man, I'm just going to defend. I'm just going to do nothing and get technological upgrades, get economic upgrades, get my stuff going. We will be seeing these units coming forward to cause a little bit of a problem here, but it does look like the town center will finish in the end. And Skady is going to be happy with having that town center up. The other town center not going up just yet, and Nullus is going to be wanting to check that out, but the army is already here for Skady as he pushes through with the units trying to take them down. And Nullus is like, I'm pretty sure there's a town center going up over here, but there's not, as the Ajax gets sacrificed here to the gods. And no town center on the way. Town center over here, though. There is a random cow in the corner, as the Ajax is going to be attempting to find the town center at the bottom of the map. And now we finally see it, the 8-minute and 45-second mark. A military academy. 8-minute and 45 seconds is the first moment we see, and he gets himself every upgrade under the sun except for pickaxe. Absolutely wild. Chiron scouting around trying to find that town center, but the units are already in hot pursuit. Skady in a great position on 3 town centers at roughly 9 minutes into the game. He's going to be very, very happy here as well. As the archery range coming in, these villagers onto these berries, this is dangerous. Sitting on these berries is dangerous. Shockwave still available here for Skady. I would definitely be thinking about a shockwave at this point to try and kill those villagers. Nullus going to be retreating away here. No shockwave just yet. Sentinels is up. No watchtowers is up just yet, as the Katoskopos does end up getting sniped down. And Skady just going to be retreating away for the time being, playing this very, very safe. There's also a really safe gold mine on this position here for Nullus as well, so he doesn't really have a whole lot of worry here in this game. As the wall's getting broken down here, Terma trying to snipe down a hoplite as they put down to a quarter HP as well. As now the Sentinel coming in. We do see a restoration coming through to try and keep all of the units, especially the Sentinel, alive here as Watchtowers is on the way. A little bit late here from Nullus as the army takes that Sentinel down, retreating away. Restoration is used as a big, big thing for Skady here in this game. As there's the Watchtowers, and that's probably going to mean the army of Skady is going to have to retreat back at this point. He gets a couple more kills and then pulls away. So the Watchtowers just does a little bit too much damage for him at this point in the game. But the Toma on the other hand, with 33% armor, plus because they've got that relic, they can pull in here and they don't mind too much. Plus they've got the speed to dodge the arrows. So I like that idea here from Skady. As Skady is now looking like he's got tons of wood in the bank to spam down farms. He's got the armory most likely coming down, and he's going to be wanting to head to that heroic age. Question is, Thea or Hyperion here? Generally, Hyperion is going to be your better option. Sorry, not Hyperion. Thea is going to be your better option in this matchup. But Hyperion can be just that little bit more aggressive if you need that. So we do see a random citizen. How did that get in there? Honestly, how did that get in there? What was that? Was he mining the gold? How? I got no idea. Maybe it snuck past the watchtower or something? I don't know. Absolutely wild, but the wall gets broken down. Skady going to be retreating away as more units going to be piling up onto this position as well. But I imagine that Skady just going to, or not Skady, but Nullus just going to pull back over there, rebuild that wall. Feel very, very safe here. Huge shockwave early there from Skady to take out all the Toxotes nicely as the rest of the units trying to pile in for Nullus. Nullus is starting to get those Hades Shades though, as he's realizing he kind of has to start fighting on these fights. Beautiful micro here from Skady, but good micro from Nullus as well, making sure his units are going to be fighting as best as they can, as we do see Nullus here getting his Toxotes targeted down by Skady's Terma there, able to snipe them down beautifully. As the Terma swinging around. A beautiful fight here from Skady, but Nullus is continuing to stream units in. At this point, he's at 73 villages already, so his economy is absolutely gigantic. He's got himself a little bit of gold there. He did not finish the wall up here, and he is needing to throw a couple more military buildings down, as Skady is going to be able to continue flooding units through. But this is kind of what Nullus wants, in a way. Kind of what Nullus wants. He wants to just continue holding. I'm surprised to see that wall not back up, but Nullus taking his time here as the army going to be sneaking through to try and get some villager damage. As we do see the wall now queued back up a little bit late as the army sneaks through here. Nullus does notice that one there as the villagers pull back. Villagers on this wood line need to pull back as well, as the army is very much out of position here. He does decide to turn around. His villagers, he does have the villager advantage here significantly. So losing a handful of villagers for some military units, honestly, not that big of a deal. Unfortunately for Nullus, he doesn't manage to get that wall up to trap the units in, as Skady going to be retreating away. Skady now set up on this third town center here, as the villagers pushing onto this gold mine on the front. Thea on the way as well. No population out at the moment here for Skady, as Nullus, he's going to be looking for fights at the moment. He doesn't care about town center fight. He'll fight underneath that. He'll just be looking for fights, forcing, trying to punish this tech that Skady has gone for, punish that raid that Skady went for. He's going straight after the town center as well, as the military buildings are down. Murmillo has started. The villagers here are going to get pushed off. I like that play. And Skady at the moment is going to be just ignoring the town center, it seems, as Masons coming through a little bit late on the Masons, but technically speaking, doesn't really matter. You get the HP nonetheless, as the villagers coming through to start repairing this one up. The units coming in here for Skady to try and hold on to this position, as the Oranos and the Atlantean Town Center is a very weak one, but with Masons it starts becoming a lot less weak. They're still not 2800 HP, but with 56% hack armor, basically that's the HP you need to hold on here. And Nullus, Skady as well, excuse me, he can get fortified town centers if he really wants to at this point, and it looks like Nullus has been pushed back somewhat. I told a lie. Nullus is actually at full population. He is in an incredibly strong position now. Skady going to be retreating back. The town center under fire yet again, as the citizen here need to get dropped back out. The way to micro the citizen to immediately jump onto the town center after you eject them is to task the villager onto the town center, immediately garrison into the town center, and then you hit G for your, well, if you have the hotkey, you hit G for the eject button, and they immediately go back onto the town center. If you just click on the eject over here, like I think Skady is doing, they won't jump back onto the town center immediately. It's a very different type of action. As Nullus is now kind of subject to one gold mine, but he has managed to click up through Aphrodite. As this game was looking very, very dicey for Nullus. He's chucking up his military academy and his archery range. The Ajax moving forward here as well, as those Stymphalian birds going to be sniping down Toxotes from afar as best as they can, trying to take out that Chiron to allow the Stymphalian birds to rain fire from the sky. But Aphrodite just about up here, and in all honesty here, Nullus, so long as this town center doesn't get grabbed by Skady, he should be fine to stay 2 town centers. He can get himself fortified town center straight away. He can get himself Artemis as well to secure a town center. One thing that Skady hasn't done just yet is spam military buildings around this town center. There's the heroic age. There's the curse. Skady down to 137 population. He doesn't have those ranged heroes to deal with the Stymphalian birds here just yet. As the army going to be retreating back for Nullus. And the Stymphalian birds going to be taking out some units as best as they can. Pickaxe now coming through for Nullus as he's trying to get some more economic upgrades to help him push forward, making that Chiron come back into the game. Kind of another option here for Nullus that's going to help out a lot is a fortress on this position as the army is continuing to spam through here. But Nullus's army is just not dying. And this is what happens when you play Hades. Your army, as the king of the underworld, the advantage you get for worshipping him is your army doesn't get sent to the underworld. Instead, it dies and pops back out. And that's what the Shade is. And those are helping out a ton here in this game for Nullus. As Nullus does overextend ever so slightly, trying to swing around with those villagers here. If he can kind of sneak a fortress here, that will be absolutely gigantic for him to take this town center as well. Skady, on the other hand here, still trying to fight as best as he can without losing too many units, but he does need a lot more gold in the bank. Does he have a market set up anywhere at this point? It looks like we don't see it, but Artemis is now through for Nullus, and this is absolutely gigantic because he's going to be able to earthquake this position, absolutely destroy this position. And what can Skady do? Well, answer to Earthquake is tons of military buildings and building upgrades. So if he wants to get himself more buildings around this town center to try and hold it, get himself fortified town centers, he can go for that. But Nullus at this point, he can't continue to push through here. He still needs his Chiron out to deal with the Stymphalian birds here. There's the fortress coming up. Meanwhile, over here, Stymphalian birds have been sent onto the gold, but the Chiron already in hot pursuit there to deal with those. As you do see Nullus now, he's been a little bit sneaky, coming over here to try and deal with the raids coming onto this position. The village is getting taken out. Hecate is now on the way, though, for Skady. But there's already a fortress up, which means that Heliopolis can be created to deal with the impending Tartarian gate. There's some Terma coming over to deal with the Toxotes, but they're still trying to grab this town center. Skady desperately wants to put a stop to this. I would have loved to have seen a palace get thrown down on this town center or a fortress. I hear the play up as Artemis does hit here, and Nullus here. He will most likely be earthquaking this position. As he does click that one, he retreats his army away, takes a little bit of damage there. Town center falls, military barracks falls, everything falls on that position as this town center is still trying to get back up. Skady down to 110 of 110 population as well as he loses a house to boot here. He's going to be in complete scramble. There's a Chimera coming through. There will be Tartarian gate here for Skady to use to try and get back his advantage here, but Nullus gets his town center up. Going to be taking down the heavy Arcus and everything else here as well. As the army pushing in onto this position, the Achilles going to be helping out with dealing with this as well. The heroes from the Hades are so strong in this game, as we do see the Stymphalian birds here coming through. Going to be able to take down the villagers as the villagers come through to try and take down the Tartarian gate. Everyone gets called in, as Chiron is also already in onto this fight as well to take out the Stymphalian bird. There is already Masons in, so it does take a pretty long time to deal with this. The Chiron here needs to target down the Stymphalian bird, as it does manage to do that after all is said and done. Lots of civilian units will be getting taken down here, as now Skady can probably try and get his town center back and get up to a 3 town center advantage, but he gets pushed off this gold mine. The Chimera does get converted though by the Lampede. A great idea with the Lampede getting chased by the Chimera is to try and drag the Chimera into wherever your opponent's economy is. That way the Chimera is going to start getting that damage done. So you can send like a Mamillo after it at this point. That's going to move forward, and then the Chimera targets the Mamillo, and then you send the Mamillo over here, for example. It can be a great way to go. But now Nullus is spreading out all across the map, taking Citizen away. The Citizen running into the town center over here, as the army popping out onto this position to try and take out the villagers here, as well as the Heliopolis getting trained for Nullus. But Nullus has managed to defend on this position. It looks like it's Skady pulling back. Skady still hasn't gotten his town center up here. He doesn't have any resources in the bank. It seems all of the villagers have been idled in his main base here. As the army getting taken out. But in that moment, Nullus does claim the victory with Skady tapping out and typing GG, leveling the series 2-2 here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going on to a game number 5 as Nullus manages to hold with his Hades here against Oranos on Alfheim. A textbook game from Nullus, in all honesty. I'm going to say it again. I think this matchup is incredibly tough for the Oranos players here, especially when Nullus plays in this style. His economy, while it should be significantly behind, you can look at it, and he manages to keep up with the Atlantean, who's gone 3 town centers. He keeps up with it. And that's what makes it so hard to win, because not only do you need to have more units killed than lost against Hades, but also the fact that the economy is equal means that you need to have even more units killed than lost as the Oranos here in this game to find the victory. And in this game, Nullus had more units killed than lost here. Less military count than Skady and everything. And Skady just could not hold on in this game. One thing that Skady probably could have done to play around that earthquake a little bit better would have been more military buildings around this town center. And that would have been it. Anyways, didn't go for it. Game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are enjoying it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you guys are enjoying this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.